What's up everyone, Vinny Muso from Muso Athletics, and today I wanted to go over nerve glides, particularly for the upper body. Before going into demonstrating the nerve glides, I just wanted to kind of briefly talk about the importance of nerve glides and the importance of having healthy nerves. If anyone's out there who has had, let's say shoulder surgery, after something like that, you've been, immobilized in a sling for a long time, so you can't move your shoulder. And even if we're, not talking about surgery, let's say you're someone who, has a desk job and you sit at your desk for most of the day and you're kind of in this position. So you're not really getting a whole lot of, shoulder movement and, really utilizing your shoulder to its full capacity. So if we're, again, either immobilized in our arm for an extended amount of time, or we're just not moving our arm through its full range of motion, then what can happen then is we can start to have adhesions around our nerve. So, if you think about it, your nerves, start up here in your cervical spine and branch out and go down your arm. So you think of all the structures that nerves have to go through. He has to go through your shoulder, elbow, wrist, and all the soft tissue that's up there as well. So again, if we don't move our arm a lot, or if we're immobilized in a sling for a long time, then all those passages that the nerve has to go through, we can get adhesions that really prevent the nerve from smoothly gliding through those areas. And if we get that, that's when we have that sharp and shooting nerve pain that a lot of people feel, that can eventually lead to something like carpal tunnel or cubital tunnel syndrome, which again that's kind of up here around what people call their funny bone. So again, if we have those adhesions in our wrist, in our elbow, up in our shoulder from either being immobilized or just not using our shoulder as much as we should, that's what leads to our nerve pain, and obviously we don't want that. So kind of a way to fight that, again, if you are experiencing a little bit of nerve discomfort, or if you just kind of know off the top of your head, hey, I'm a person who doesn't really move my shoulders or arms as much as I should, these are definitely some good exercises you can throw into an exercise routine, even something that you could do every day. Just a disclaimer though, before we go into our nerve glides, a lot of people out there, have that no pain, no gain concept, and, they think about trying to push through pain, whether they're doing cardio or lifting weights. This is not one of those instances where we want to follow that concept, okay? And when we're working with nerves and we're working on nerve glides, we want to work on just gradually, pushing the movement. So we're not trying to push through pain here. We're just trying to very gently and very gradually go through these movements. Okay, so just something to think about, before we go into the nerve glides. And again, there's three nerve glides that I want to go over, and that's the ulnar nerve glide, the median nerve glide, and the radial nerve glide. So those are really the three big nerves that you have in your upper limbs. So the first one, our ulnar nerve. So that's the nerve that kind of comes down here. And if you have ever hit your funny bone, if you hit your elbow on something and you feel a sharp, tingling or a sharp pain kind of in these last two fingers, that's actually your ulnar nerve. The nerve that goes through that cubital tunnel in your elbow and then comes down to the hand, that's the nerve we're talking about. So the way that we kind of work on gradually, loosening that nerve and freeing up any adhesions is with the ulnar nerve glide. And what we want to do for that is you want to take whatever arm we're working, and you're going to make the A-OK sign. So you're going to put your index and your thumb together and have your other three thumbs up. And the end position that we're really going for here, it kind of looks funny, but we're almost trying to kind of make looks like we're putting glasses on our head. So we keep that A-OK sign, we keep that circle between our index finger and our thumb. And what we're trying to do is very gradually come to a position. You can see I'm kind of tight, so I can't get all the way up there and then back down. So again, remember what I said, we want to gradually push, just gradually push through the range of motion here. So for some people, as they try to come up into that position, this might be, all they can get to. Because if you come here and your ulnar nerve is tight, you're going to feel a pulling sensation kind of down this part of your arm and in those last two fingers. So again, just very gradually trying to come up into that position, trying to go a little bit further each time. And again, our end goal is to eventually, again, get to a point, it looks kind of funny, but we're almost trying to kind of look like we're putting glasses, on our face. So again, that's the ulnar nerve glide. We have the A-OK sign, and just very gradually trying to flip our hands, keep that hand position as we're bringing our hand to the face and trying, again, to make that, that kind of that funny looking end position where it looks like we have glasses on our face. So when we're doing this, again, some keys, just very gradually push the range of motion, just gently try to get a little bit more each time. If you are feeling a sharp and shooting pain, you've probably gone too far. We just want to feel a gradual pull in the fingers. And when we're doing this, a set of 5 to 10, would suffice. This isn't something where you have to try to, do this until you feel like your arm or your shoulder is going to fall off. Just very gradually, at a nice, easy pace, 5 to 10 reps, maybe shake it out. Then if you want to do another set or two, no problem there. But again, we're not going for the burn here. We're not pushing ourselves through pain, just very gradually loosening up any adhesions that have formed around the nerve. Okay, so that's our ulnar nerve glide. Again, trying to make the A-OK sign, trying to flip the hand upside down, get that finger around the eye, and our hands and fingers, our other 3 fingers pointed down the face. So that's our ulnar nerve glide. Our next one is the median nerve. So that's the one that a lot of people know about because a lot of people out there have carpal tunnel. The median nerve goes through our wrists, and if we are in that position, a lot of times if we're typing or we're texting on our phones or we're just kind of slouched over like this, texting and typing all day, that's where a lot of people develop that carpal tunnel. So again, if we get adhesions here, that's when we start to get pain and weakness, in our hand, tingling, sharp shooting pain, or we find that our grip strength is, diminished because that nerve is compressed here. So again, our median nerve glide is how we can, gradually loosen up any adhesions around the nerve. So the way that we do that is you're going to have your arm out to the side with my palm facing up towards the ceiling. And what I want to do is just very gradually, while keeping my arm straight, point my fingers down to the ground and then come back up. Okay, so again, some people, this is going to be, you're really going to feel that pull in the front of the forearm, in the wrist, and in the hand. So this might be perfect for some people. Other people, if you get, to hit this position and you feel a little stretch, but you feel like you can go a little bit further, what we can do is just very gently tilt that head away from the hand we're doing. So as I do that, I can definitely feel more of a pull down my forearm and down my wrist into my hand, and then come back up. So again, you can see in this position, I'm kind of, shortening the nerve, and in this position, I'm very gradually lengthening it, as I point my fingers down, tilt my head away. So again, just a set of 5 to 10, nice easy pace. Again, really not pushing it too hard, just gradually trying to loosen that nerve and lengthen that nerve a little bit more and more each time. Okay, so again, if you even get to the point 2 where you can point your fingers down and your head can go to the side, a way to push that a little bit more is to do the same movement but get your arm back a little bit. So on this one, you can see my hand is directly to the side of my body. If I want to, stretch that nerve out a little bit more, I can push my hand back a little bit. So I'm kind of pointing back behind my body at an angle here and go through that same motion. So again, the fingers pointed down to the ground in the lengthened position, my head away, and then the shortened position, fingers towards the sky and my head tilting towards that hand that I'm stretching. So that's our median nerve. And then our third one is a radial nerve. So this one that goes more down here towards the top of the hand. This was more of a sensory nerve, so we really won't feel any motor deficiencies if this nerve is irritated, but some people do kind of have, tingling or discomfort in the front of their hand. So the way that we work the radial nerve is essentially the opposite of how we did the median nerve. So for the median nerve, again, we have the palm facing up towards the ceiling with my arm straight. For my radial nerve, I'm going to flip. So now the back of my hand is pointed up to the ceiling, and I can do the same movements that I did for my median nerve. So I'm going to now point my fingers down to the ground for a lengthened position and then bring back up. Okay, if I feel like I can get a little bit more, I tilt my head to the side as my fingers go down. So my head away from my hand as my fingers go down, and then my head towards my fingers as they go up. And if we want to push that a little bit more, we bring the arm back and point the fingers down as the head goes away, and we repeat that motion. Okay, so again, just three nerve glides that we can go through for the upper body. This, even if you're someone who doesn't have carpal tunnel or cubital tunnel syndrome, and you don't have any numbness or tingling in your hands, you don't have any deficiencies in your grip strength, this is something that you could do just as a prevention, so we don't get to the point where we do have carpal tunnel or cubital tunnel syndrome. If you have healthy, free gliding nerves now, this is something that you could do, again, maybe one set a day to just keep your nerves, nice and loose, moving nice and freely through your upper body. Because again, if we get to the point where we do have, nerve irritation or nerve compression, and we don't treat it for a while, if we have it, nerve damage over an extended amount of time, it's hard to recover from that. Nerves can heal, but the longer you go without taking care of a nerve, and kind of the longer a nerve is irritated and compressed and not fully functioning, the tougher it's going to be to recover and kind of get back to your baseline. So again, these are just some nerve glides that you can do, whether you are, feeling weakness or nerve irritation, to kind of get you back to normal. And even if you are, relatively healthy and you don't feel like you have any of those issues, it's something that you can do, add into a daily routine to keep your nerves healthy. Because again, the healthier your nerves are going to be, just the overall better, health of your body is going to be. Okay, so again, just three quick, easy exercises to do. Again, remember those keys. We don't want to push it. We're not trying to push through pain, and we're not trying to, really feel the burn here. We're just doing a couple sets of 5 to 10. Again, add this into your routine, even doing this a couple times a week, and you should definitely feel, improvement. And whether you do have pain, you should feel a reduction in that pain. And if you don't have pain, it'll help you, avoid pain for longer and longer, as you go through life. Okay, so again, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure, subscribe wherever you're watching this, on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook. There'll definitely be more videos. Again, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone can take advantage of it, get some use out of it, and also take a look at Amuso Athletics on Instagram, where we have more videos like this. Looking forward to next time. See you later.